This channel has only uploaded 34 videos, yet it already crossed 225,000 subscribers. But the subscriber count isn't even the crazy part. Look at the views. Almost every upload is pulling millions. One single video crossed 4 million views. Now think about how insane that is. Most creators spend years trying to reach numbers like this, while channels like these are exploding with one of the simplest content formats on YouTube right now. And here's the part nobody sees coming. These videos are being made using free tools. Some creators are literally building channels like this, starting with $0. And because the content style is almost unlimited, they can keep uploading again and again without running out of ideas. That's why channels like this are growing so aggressively right now. Most people still think this type of content is difficult to make. It's not. The workflow is actually much simpler than it looks. And once you see the exact system behind these videos, you'll understand why small channels are suddenly pulling millions of views out of nowhere. Now, before I show you the full system, there's one tool I've been testing recently that I think is genuinely useful, and it's called High-CTR. If you've ever managed content across platforms like TikTok, Reddit, or Pinterest, then you already know how important organization and workflow management become as you scale. That's where High-CTR comes in. High-CTR is a cloud-based mobile workspace designed to help creators and marketers manage multiple accounts and workflows in a more organized and efficient way. Instead of constantly switching between devices or setups, everything stays centralized inside one platform. I'll leave the link in the description below so you can follow along, explore the platform yourself, and see how the entire workflow actually works in real time. And the setup is actually really simple. First, you'll need proxies. Go to Proxies, click Add Proxy, paste your info, and always test the connection first. Then create a phone profile. Click New Profile, give it a name, choose a group, select your proxy, pick the cloud phone you need, and hit Create. Click Start to launch it, and just like that, you're running a real Android device in the cloud. That's what makes it clean. Whether you're running theme pages, testing Pinterest strategies, or handling different workflows across platforms, everything stays organized in one system now. Let's get into the full AI storytelling system. Open your Google Doc, go to the Content Idea Master prompt, and copy it exactly as it is. Then you paste it into ChatGPT. Before generating, you make two small but important adjustments wherever it says Generate DX Titles. You replace X with a number like 20 or 30, and you make sure every other X in the prompt matches that number. Once you hit Generate, ChatGPT gives you a list of high-quality ideas that aren't random. They're built using psychological triggers like power, hierarchy, secrecy, and danger. Each one feels like a movie concept, something that instantly pulls attention. This becomes your idea engine, and this single step determines whether your video has real viral potential or not. Once you have a strong idea, most people stop there, and that's exactly where they lose. Viral videos don't come from ideas alone, they come from execution, especially how you structure the hook and progression. So you go back to your Google Doc, open the Script Writer Master prompt, copy it, and paste it into ChatGPT. Then you take the title you selected and place it into the input section without changing anything else. When you generate, you don't get a normal script, you get a structured psychological journey. It's divided into 8 stages, each one increasing power, pressure, and consequence. Instead of easing the viewer in, the video starts directly inside tension. No context, no explanation, just immediate pressure. This forces retention because the viewer isn't watching anymore, they're inside the system. As the stages progress, stakes rise, control increases, and freedom slowly disappears, creating a loop of curiosity that keeps pulling the viewer forward. That's what makes the hook powerful. It's not just the beginning, it's the entire structure. Now the video starts to become real because visuals take over from here. You open the image generator prompt, copy it and paste it into ChatGPT. But instead of feeding the entire script, you only paste the first stage. This is important because you're not generating everything at once. You're breaking it into controlled segments. When you generate, ChatGPT converts the script into structured cinematic scenes. Each one represents a specific moment: the knock, the door opening, the phone exchange, the silent room, the decision. Now the viewer isn't just hearing tension, they're seeing it unfold step by step. This creates visual progression, which adds another layer of retention. Instead of overwhelming the viewer, you guide them through clear, intentional frames. Each scene has purpose, composition, and emotional clarity, and by working stage by stage, you maintain full control over pacing. Before generating any visuals, you need something that ties everything together, a consistent main character. Without that, your video feels disconnected. So you open the character generator prompt, copy it, and paste it into your image tool like Flow. You set the aspect ratio to 90:16 or 16:9 and choose the model, such as Nano Banana 2. Then generate. What you get is your main character, a simple, clean, minimalist 2D figure. This design matters because it's easy to animate, easy to reuse, and neutral enough to fit every scene. From this point on, everything becomes controlled execution. Now the visuals truly come to life. You go back to ChatGPT, copy the first image prompt, and paste it into your image tool without changing anything. Then you drag and drop your main character into the scene before generating. This step is critical because it locks visual consistency. Without it, every scene would create a different character and break immersion. Once generated, you get your first cinematic frame, a dark hallway, a partially open door, two silent figures. The tension is immediate, and what makes it powerful is that it perfectly matches your script. That alignment between script, prompt, and character is what creates a professional result. For the next scene, you repeat the process, but with one key difference. Instead of using only the base character, you drag and drop the latest generated image from the previous scene. This creates continuity. Now the system understands the same character, the same lighting, the same environment. You're not starting over. You're continuing the moment. Each new frame builds on the last, turning random images into connected storytelling. At this point, the real challenge begins. Generating a few good images is easy, but maintaining consistency across an entire video is where most people fail. So you keep repeating the process, copy the next prompt, paste it, drag the latest frame, generate. Again and again, one scene at a time. Each frame carries forward lighting, character, tone, and emotion. What you're building now isn't just images, it's a sequence, a progression, a storyboard where nothing resets and everything moves forward. That's what creates retention, and that's the difference between random AI content and a controlled cinematic system. Then everything starts moving. You open the animation master prompt, paste it into ChatGPT, and insert the first stage of your script. Maybe you mess up once, paste the wrong prompt, it happens. You fix it, hit generate, and now you get 6 clean animation prompts. Each one follows strict rules, same character, same style, minimal motion. For the next set, you simply type next and generate again. You repeat until the entire stage is covered. This is how you convert static visuals into controlled motion, not all at once, but frame by frame. Now you animate. You take the first animation prompt, go to your image tool, select your first scene, click animate, paste the prompt, and generate. The result is simple: a slow knock, subtle light flicker, slight camera push. Nothing excessive. That's why it works. Then you do the same for the second scene.
1, 2, 3.
A small head tilt, a slight eye movement. Minimal motion, maximum tension. Each animation continues the previous one instead of resetting it. You repeat this for every scene, one prompt at a time, one frame at a time. This is where most people rush and lose control, but you don't. You keep every motion intentional, a head turn, a hand movement, a slight camera shift. Nothing extra, nothing wasted. Now your visuals aren't just connected, they're alive, and because each scene flows into the next, the viewer never disconnects. Now after generating all the images and video clips, there's still one major piece missing: the voiceover. This is the part that gives your video emotion, pacing, and personality. So head over to ElevenLabs and start by choosing a voice that actually matches your content style. I'm going with Adam because it has a deep, controlled tone that fits cinematic storytelling really well. But don't just copy the same voice everyone else uses. Take a minute to test different options and choose a voice that sounds authentic and unique to your channel, so your content instantly feels different from the other creators using AI voices. Once you've selected your voice, go back to ChatGPT and copy the first stage of your script. Paste it directly into ElevenLabs, then hit generate. Within just a few seconds, your full cinematic voiceover is ready. Listen to it once to make sure the pacing and emotion feel right, then download the audio file. Now your visuals finally have a voice behind them, and this is the moment where your project starts feeling like a real cinematic video, instead of just a collection of AI-generated scenes. Finally, you bring everything together. You drag all your clips into CapCut, place them on the timeline, and start aligning them with your voiceover. It might feel messy at first, but that's normal. You follow the sequence, adjust each clip, and slowly the story comes together. Then you clean the audio by removing silence, either manually or using a tool, making it faster and tighter. You replace the old audio, remove watermarks by creating a compound clip, generate captions to boost retention, and export the final video. By the conclusion of this journey, your result is far more than just a video. You have constructed a comprehensive system where you command every frame, every second is deliberate, and every component functions in unison to capture and maintain focus from beginning to end. And that's the complete system I used to create these cinematic AI storytelling videos from scratch using mostly free tools and simple workflows. From generating viral content ideas, building psychological scripts, creating consistent characters, generating scenes, animating them, adding voiceovers, and finally editing everything together. This is the exact process behind the videos pulling millions of views right now. Also, don't forget to check out Geelart if you're serious about managing your workflows more efficiently, especially if you're planning to scale content across multiple platforms. I'll leave the link in the description so you can try it out yourself and follow along with the same process I used in this video. And one more thing, if you want the full blueprint, prompts, and exact workflow system I used for this entire video, just comment 2D animation below and I'll personally DM it to you.